Well, it is October 14th. It is about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and this is my entry for the day. I was quite surprised today. I noticed that I had a couple subscribers. Welcome. Welcome, if that wasn't a fluke. I want to start out my entry today into my personal log, and I'd love to show you how to do the same. I've got a lot of ideas here, tremendous amount of ideas, and I want to ask you a question. I want you to try to answer it best you can, as honestly as you can. What would you do if you were given an unquestionable plan that without doubt would cause tens of thousands of people, if not more, to become stable, happy, and financially free? That term gets thrown around a lot. Just happy, content with where they're at, and that would mean that they'd have reserves of all things stacked up, and they would have means by which to even aid in some of their family members and their loved ones. It doesn't have to be a billionaire. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. But what would you do if you were given this plan, this system, very simple? What would you do? Would you tell people? I would think that you would. How would you tell them? I mean, everybody's looking for something. Hell, they're looking for, the word thrown around now is the truth. Everybody knows the truth, really. Down deep, they came factory equipped with a right and wrong button and a meter that picks things up. You can kind of get a drift of when something is just not quite right, but it sure would be lucrative. I'd like to get involved, but I believe it's okay. That's called moral disengagement. That's yielding to the side of you that's the left side. That's it. There's no other way about it. This thing that they call the Democrats and all this, and people trying to bend the law and all those things, that's a part of the human being that I believe, it is. It's innate. And it's a healthy thing to want to acquire more, but that has to be based on work, whatever form that is. Thinking is work, drawing is work, taking a picture is work, saying something is work. It has value if someone else recognizes it. There's nothing absolutely wrong. Matter of fact, it's a mandate for all to be happy. You have everything that you need, really. You can excel at what you're good at, and people will see that in value, and they'll reciprocate. In a world that's based on a fair exchange of value, what the hell is a smile worth? Is it worth a penny? I think so. In my world, it is. I think a smile is worth a penny. If you have a question that someone can answer for you, what's it worth? I mean, without having to say how much you want for your comments there. Just do it because you gain value from it. And that person would receive a gift like manna. If they say enough in the right forum, and enough people are listening to them that are also following this culture, that are participating, and they throw them a penny or a dime, that's not skin off anybody's nose. And if 1,000 people were listening to someone, or in some way heard somebody, or they were in a position where that many people could be exposed in some form of who said it, what it was, and they gained value and flipped you a dime, 1,000 people, that's $100. Win-win all the way around. No skin off anybody's nose. They were glad it was a gift, expecting nothing in return. A token of appreciation for what they gained from you, if you're the one that makes the comment. I can do that. You know, with just these 8 subscribers, one of them's me. One of them's Jim. Jim, I want to see if you're even listening to these videos. And, you know, I've had people that I have explained this system, which is so simple that every single one of us could benefit from. If for no other reason, we would be entangling with people who are trying to change things back to sanity, into a world of with boundaries, walls, but are reasonable. And they're agreed upon by the people, and not other people setting the rules for someone that is totally unrelated to what's going on in their world. It's gotten really out of hand. And I talk about these things a lot. But you know what? At the end of the day, at my position in life, time-wise, along life's ladder, I honestly, if I was 35, 40, 45, 50, I'd tear into this thing and make absolutely tens of millions of dollars. I would. I know that I would. I don't care to get that deeply entrenched back into that world. I've been there on more than one occasion. And I've tumbled from those positions more than once. I would much rather sit, observe, and share my value, whatever that may be, with other people. And if they see it and recognize it has value, then I would receive tokens of appreciation from value that others gain from the work that I did. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's a very beautiful thing. You know what? We can do that. With 8 people, if you were to catch on to this, you know that you helped me get 1,000 people. 1,000 people just to damn listen. Just listen to me. And I can make every one of them a pathway. Show them clearly, this is what you do. And all you do is what you're doing right now. Tell your story. You have an opinion. You would be shocked. I told a friend of mine, when I get this thing up, because I'm going to have a social platform. A social platform. Get me 1,000 people and I'll open this thing up to the world. You'll get rich if that's what you seek. And in the process, the reason I designed it, because I will channel people that are getting rich. And the things that they're getting rich at would be helping this country get back stable again. We are in total chaos. And what victory means is people being able to share their own opinions with each other about these crazy things that we see going on here in the country today. This is one of those sites like John B. and all those. I have reached out to those people, and I can't get John B. to answer. That's okay. I'm going to launch this whole thing with Leak Project. Rex Bear, wonderful person, dedicated. You know, my take on this, as I see this stuff, this whole deal that's going on over there with Turkey and Syria and all that, that is repercussions or the unwinding of when the globalists or the bankers all went over right after World War II and started. You talk about nation building. They went in with cannons and stuff saying, we're here to help. And if you don't like it, we're going to take you personally off the map real quick. But if you work with us, we'll make you richer than you can possibly imagine. We just need control of your country's currency. And by doing so, you're going to relinquish through proxy all of your national resources to the group here. And then we're going to tax your people, and they're going to pay for it. Okay? And if anybody bothers you, we'll blow them off the face of the earth. And if you get out of line, we'll kill you. That's what's going on, people. Let's wake up and smell the roses. You probably know this down deep inside. And this is being played at an extremely high level. They're playing 5, 10 positions ahead of what these crooked ass media is showing you on TV. You need to turn that off. You need to turn that off, and you need to tune in an hour or so a day. We'll get together and we'll brief you on what's going on. But by getting caught up in that, through repetition, they can continuously lie and lie and lie right here. You know that Adam Schiff and his family and the Pelosi family and 2 other families are the ones that actually control. They're the oligarchy out in California. Let me tell you what I think is going on out there in California with all those fires and all the people being taxed into oblivion. The ones that can hang in there with the taxes, it's no skin off their nose, but the middle class is being shaved off. They're starting these fires, just crazily starting these fires. I could show you some things that make you go, now, whoa, what was that flash right there? And that, I think it's behind these smart meters on these houses. They can turn a house, they can light a house up anytime that they want. If that meter is wired to unwire and to get hot and blow up in certain places, hell, they got 5 fires that started within 5 seconds of each other, and they've got it on infrared camera from up in the eye in the sky. Now that's very few people are going to see that. When by the time that they do, they're going to have a story 8 volumes deep on what that really was. And you're an idiot to think that it was a smart house, with a house with a smart meter on it, to cause these damn things to catch on fire. Now, y'all get on down the road. You ain't got nothing to see here. There's nothing for you to see. Get on down the road. But see, the not affluent, but the aspiring to be affluent people live out in those hills out there. That's their dream houses up California hills. When these fires start, all of a sudden, those middle class, upper middle class people in California who have been already taxed to oblivion, this fire starts, and by God, let's pack our shit and get out of here, and let's go to Texas, or let's go to Colorado, let's go somewhere. And what happens is they bring their contaminated ass, sick, liberal. I hate to throw liberal and Democrats and all into this stuff, but they come up with this contaminated mindset that everything in the damn world should be free and no need for borders. Let's all hug and kiss. I'm a hippie. We didn't do this shit. Seriously, hippies, wake up. Calling all hippies. Get over here. We got work to do. These kids done gone slap silly nuts. So they come to these other states. That's my take on what's going on in California. They're driving the middle class contaminated by a leftist mindset into other states. They're driving them into Austin like crazy. And so that is weaponizing relocation. Think about it. You come over into a good state that has some values to it, that has some sanity in their laws, trying to raise their kids right, by God, but they're pouring people across the border like crazy. That's why they're doing that, to dilute this down. My God, y'all wake up and smell the damn roses. But this guy right here is circumventing he is supposedly a lawyer. He's gay, by the way, and he's got shitloads of stuff in his closet. The guy is a liar, stone cold liar, and this is open source that I say this from. He's a stone cold damn liar. He's up there right now trying to kangaroo court the judiciary up there, the oversight committee, to where the patriot sides, the conservative side, the sovereign side, can't even as much as bring witnesses in. He's getting it. This cat right here is getting it to where the witnesses, the whistleblowers, don't even have to show up, and they can make their statement on damn paper, and they're going to try to impeach with someone who didn't show up, that was third party to a telephone conversation that has a damn transcript of every word spoken. There's no whistleblowing needed. Whistleblowing if someone doesn't come up with the goods, but Trump coughed up the transcript, and now they get these whistleblowers saying, well, I was in there too, and this is my take on it. You could have 9,000 people have a take on that, but none of it is going to supersede the value of that transcript that was transcribed from the call itself. That's asinine. That's crazy. That's how crazy things are getting. What is this? If you can see this fish that breathes air on land, kill it immediately. Can you believe that? At the end, it's the end game for the central banks. Now, this is a good thing. Who wrote this? Well, come over here to Zero Hedge and take a look at it. I will. I'm going to start following Zero Hedge a lot. You know, Drudge has gotten so political over there. See, when you dilute down from your core mission and you yield to, you soften positions that were staunch and they were fair for both sides, and you weaken to one side so that, well, we won't let them call you a queer or whatever. You know, that word bothers people. Used not, but LBGTYX or whatever it is now. I mean, but we're not going to make the entire country yield just for a 1/10 of 1/3 of 1% of the population that is a little, in my humble opinion, trying to deviate from their core structure or mindset that the Creator gave to them. They probably want to bring a Creator in for a damn hearing. How crazy. Oh, Jesus. So, centralized banking system is the core, the absolute core, the snake's head of all of this. And it started at the Battle of Waterloo, is where it's really got a roll. That's when Napoleon and Nathan Rothschild created history. But that's a long story. But that is, Rothschild said, I care not the laws of any country. Give me control of that country's currency, and I control that country. 184 countries on the blue planet are under the Rothschild banking cartel, if you will. That's what I call the globalists. That's a level, a tier that is above all tiers. They play both sides of every war. The whole gambit. We got to root them out. It's only 150 years old. What? You're going to let that little 150 years and the damage done stop mankind from being free? I don't think so. So anyway, that's my take on all that. But we could sit here right here with this topic right here, and I could post it on the Rabbit Hole Herald. That's what this thing is going to be called. I could pose a question. Do you think it's the end game for the central bankers? And let's say all of us, 1,000 of us, throw in $5 into this pool, and then you get out of this pool, for the $5 you throw in, you can get 250 pennies, that you can use to vote on this stuff. And so when someone comes in and we pose the question like this right here, is it the end game for the central bankers? And people start making comments on it. When someone says something that damn sure needs to be recognized throughout the annals of time, we will lob them a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter, and we'll do that by hitting, our send them little tokens of appreciation out of the little pool. This would be fun, and it would be means by which I have that question right there. I'd like to know, and I would tip someone that had a good comment on it. And any of this bullshit that's going on here, we could pose it up there, and you could make a comment yourself. Hell, help me get 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 people or 1 million. I have 1 million mind movement in my mind. Can you imagine that? We have 1 million people. We post up a question like this, people start commenting. And when they comment, they got some value. What if there's 1 million people and it was so profound? You sitting on a 5-gallon bucket down by a river somewhere, or sitting up in a very dilapidated housing project somewhere in some big city, USA, and you post something on the rabbit hole that is prophetic, and those people, 1 million people, hit you with a dime. Guess what? As George Jefferson said, we're moving on up, buddy. Because your life just changed, and it changed because of the value that you came into this planet with, innate value. Some of your life's journey caused you to be able to be exposed to certain things that caused you to be able to make that comment. There's a lot of people out there that like to know how to put a big old number 4 hook in a catfish, to catch catfish. There might be 10,000 people go, my God, look at that. Look at that guy there. Look how he did that. They might flip that person of 50 cents, or what have you. And there might be 1,000 people that did that. That's $500 for that guy out there fishing somewhere that thought that there was no damn hope left. That's what we can do. Help me do this. I'm not going to take a penny, out of this thing. If anything comes my way because I make a comment, okay, and I've already got enough in this thing. I've said it many times. You could buy a damn Bentley for what I've put into building this platform. And I ask you the very first of this conversation that I'm having here tonight, this entry I'm making under my log. I asked the question: what would you do if you had something that could change the lives of tens of thousands of people to the better, and in the process help save our country? What would you do with that information? Well, I'm asking you now, what would you do? You now know that there's someone that has something. I've got the damn thing already built. Programmer's just about finished with it. So if you want to save your ass and your family's ass and be able to be for real financially set, and that doesn't have to be a billionaire. Remember that. It doesn't have to be a damn billionaire. Just financially set where you know you can weather the damn storm. Would you tell anybody? You know how I'll know 8 people that are my subscribers if that number grows. I can make you, if you want to call it, wealthy, because you'll be helping me save this country that I love a lot. And everybody's so damn crazy now, they don't know which way's up. They can't see right from wrong. Hard to obtain liquidity. But 95% of the people in the damn country don't know any jack diddly about any of this stuff. You got to have faith in someone. We're going to build a community of people. Get to know each other in the chat room. We're going to have a chat room. You can interact in there. One of your friends says something great, throw them a penny. Doesn't happen like that on Facebook. Make you a bunch of friends. Y'all swap recipes. You do whatever you're doing. Pictures of the kids. Oh, that's cute. Let me flip you a nickel. Then you pass that around to all your friends. Oh, how cute the kid is. Before you know it, by passing that around, just like it happens on Facebook, that person that posted that picture might have gathered them together some tax-free gifts to the tune of a couple $100 just for popping into the chat room of the Rabbit Hole Herald that morning. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? We can do that. I just need help. Watch Mexico prevent caravan. Well, let's hope so. Damn, that's the craziest thing. This whole deal right here is the craziest thing the world have ever heard. That's trespassing. I have empathy for everybody over there in a bad way. Hell, I've been to Noms. I've been face down a rice paddy in Cambodia, for God's sake. I've seen poverty. My heart goes out to them. But you can't, over there, you can't go in one of their little huts without getting the hell beat out of you, because that's trespassing. You damn sure not going to cross their borders over there. Kind of do something, they'll kill your ass. And now they come over here and get a Walmart card, you get health care, you get to go to schools, you get shit, you get everything. But that's not a fair exchange of value to the people that created that value, that used that value to circulate that value inside of our country for its citizens. These people have lost their damn minds. They've lost their minds. And if they hadn't lost their minds, they need to be tarred and feathered and run out of town, if not killed, for treason. I hate to say that, but damn. Underestimating them and overestimating us. This is somebody that's throwing some rocks, trying to mentally set a picture in someone's mind that we're weakening. We're not weakening. They're getting stronger. We need to make some t-shirts up. Who in the hell are they? And on the backside say, find out at the Rabbit Hole Herald. I'm gonna make them damn things. Don't y'all? One of my 8 people remind me, Jim. I want you to remind me tomorrow. And if you don't remind me, Jim, tomorrow I'm gonna have you listen to this recording that you tell me to listen to every day, and I'm gonna show you right here that you didn't listen to it. Is Trump right on Syria? Yeah, Trump's right on Syria. I mean, it'll all come out and wash. There was a big pipeline, or is a pipeline that runs along the eastern border of Syria that goes from up north of Russia down in through Syria and into Turkey. Well, Turkey or one of the others. That oil that wasn't being pegged to the petrodollar, which the bankers and the globalists use the petrodollar because they want every single drop of oil to be converted globally that's purchased or used anywhere to have to be purchased with a dollar to prop up their bullshit, to keep that dollar from collapsing. And but the whole thing with Syria is because that event was happening and they wasn't getting their piece of the pie. Plus, have you ever damn wondered why Russia's been the pain in the ass, or claimed to be the pain in the ass, the big red enemy in the sky forever? Have you ever wondered that? Let me tell you why. Look at how much land they've got. Look at how much land mass that they have that is just packed with natural resources, rare earth minerals. The globalists they have been an attack on Russia with everything in the book. They want to take Russia down and get it back real strongly controlled under the SWIFT system and the centralized banking system. And Russia, China, and the others are going to go gold backed with their currency. Now, see that China, they are a dictatorship. They're an emperor kind of society, have been, and Xi was voted in for life here a while back, so got him to stay. He made a very bold statement about Hong Kong today, because the protesters in Hong Kong, you can go over and look on any news network, or I'll show you one later, but with U.S. flags big as a building floating around down there with them protesters and thousands of little bitty American flags. And so what's happening there is that Xi is getting hit directly in the face, and they have reneged on the treaty that was signed back in the day that Hong Kong would get its sovereignty after X number of years, and that date is coming past, but China doesn't want to cut them loose. And Xi made a statement today saying that if anybody or any entity comes and tries to support those land masses that are China's, we will annihilate them and crush their bones into dust, or something real bold like that. So, hell, who knows what's fixing to break loose. What I want to do is get people where they can start gaining their own value. And also, I need 1 million minds. Give me 1,000, help me get 1,000 people, and we'll get started. But we get to 1 million minds, that's my goal. Because if we got 1 million minds and we can get an information channel going real quickly, then we can debunk and we can have our own eyes and ears, an army of eyes and ears out there. Plus, we could have a night where once a week where the people during the week that are posting content on these various questions that will be asked daily, like these things right here. All I'd have to say is, what do y'all think about Trump to authorize sanctions against Turkish officials? All this crap right here. And just ask the question. People start making comments. Good comments get you some big bucks. And the people during the week that accumulate the biggest amount of tokens, appreciation, value, money, then they would graduate to the weekly deal to where that'd be the big boy. That would be where our entire audience would have access to that night via live conference call or on the internet. And then when those people that 3 or 4 of them that had the highest numbers during the week, they could come over to that finale of the week, and then we hit them with 50 cents or $1. And if we got 1 million people, look, folks, what we just did. And guess what? That's tax-free. Subscribe, hit that little red button right down here. If you're not, go out and tell someone to join us to listen, start listening. All they got to do is listen. All you have to do is listen. I'm going to bleed in with all this daily talking about all this crap going on out there. I'm gonna bleed in how we can all get the word y'all like, rich. That's not my motivation. My motivation is creating value for you people so that you'll recognize the blood, sweat, and tears and value that I'm putting into this. And if you think it's worth it, you flip me a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter. If the spirit moves you, that's a fair exchange of value. $3,000 custom Nikes Jesus shoes. What? Filled with holy water. Sell out in minutes. Oh dear goodness gracious me. Uber and out. Ride hailing firms layoffs. Another 300 step. Whatever. So that's Zero Hedge. Check it out and go out and find some people. Get to 1,000, and I'll bring the platform out. We can all start using it, playing with it, and learning. See, in this platform, you're both a student as well as you're a teacher at the same time. You're a student when you're reading other people's comments, looking at their pictures, reading their story. We'll have pages where people can go in, they can start their story, just like mine. I'll post all of my little videos. I'm going to show people how to make videos. This is free. You can make a video for free, and I can show you how to make videos. And you can go out and you can video your funness that you have. Put it on the rabbit hole. Tell people about it. Get some people hitting it. You might make it to the finals during that week. Can you imagine? And one guy told me, said, Randy, what you got here is the first time I've ever seen, and he was an economics major. He said that you have created a wealth redistribution system based on a fair exchange of value and work. He said it's novel. Go out and help me get to 1,000. All you got to do is listen. Until then, Ramblin' Randy, we down.